Yo guys, what's up? I'm Jarreau Vandal, currently sitting down with BRANDTALKZ.
Yo, mijn naam is Jarreau Vandal.
Punch in the neck with my backdoor key, yes. Boxing them out with my X6 key.
I'm a producer, DJ, I like fashion, and I recently started a brand called Vandalized.
Like your side, baby, I'm down for you. I'm down for you. Baby, I'm down for you. I'm down for you.
Today I'm gonna show you what the brand Vandalized is about, how I started it up, and how I maintain the brand, as in how I send my packages and how I promote it. So the brand Vandalized actually started from me DJing a lot, making a lot of edits for my DJ sets. And edits are, for the people that don't know, are like your own versions of existing songs in your own style. And I did that because my own music that I released under Jarreau Vandal was a bit too mellow, and every time I played in the club it was a bit yeah, just a bit too mellow for the club, and people weren't really dancing to it. So another DJ once told me, why don't you just make edits or play your own music? Because I was also playing a lot of other music because I thought my music was too mellow. So I decided to make edits from existing songs.
Tell a man I want 100 M's. I'm telling man I want 100 M's. This thing is looking like a barcode. Tell a man I want 100 M's. Tell a man I want 100 M's. I'm telling man I want 100 M's. This thing is looking like a barcode. Tell a man I want 100 M's. What you saying? What's good? Walk one. What's happening? You had so much talk online. Saw you on the road, you ain't half as active. Said your am come loud like bass, but it's silent like Charlie Chaplin. My striker's 18 with a high top. This kid's looking like Marcus Rashford.
Within a year I had made 40 something edits, and I decided to release them as a package so people could download it through BitTorrent. Because my name is Jarreau Vandal, the name I came up with for the edit was Vandalized. When I released it, it was actually a big success. A lot of DJs started playing it in the clubs all over the world. For example, whenever I was in a club in Amsterdam or in London or even Indonesia, a lot of DJs played it. So I released a second volume, a third volume, and it became it became a brand.
Nigga, just because there's been a lot more activity than the last few decades.
You could hear the edits were Vandalized edits, everybody knew them, and I decided, like, why not do a club night? In 2017, in August, I did the first club night in London, and it was a big success. It was busy, it was packed. Second one I did was in Amsterdam on the 20th of January, and then following that I did a tour in Europe. I did one in Barcelona, I did one in Berlin, one in Paris, one in London, and it was a pretty good tour. And in the meantime, I was just thinking about the concept Vandalized. How could I translate that into something else other than music? Because basically Vandalized sounds like something negative, right? It sounds like destroying something and not building it up. So I was thinking about how can I make Vandalized something positive? Basically, that's what I do with the songs. I vandalize them. I take the songs apart, I take the vocals, or I take certain elements from the songs and I reconstruct them. So that's how I came up with the slogan, deconstruct to reconstruct. And I think that translates in a lot of things in my life. Like whenever I have bad habits, I try to stop with those bad habits and use them for the better. And the same thing with clothing, you know, it's like you just with society in general, you just break down rules or certain standards that people have and certain ways of thinking. You try to do something new with it and put new life to that old stuff. And I think if you're a creative, it's really important to every now and then just switch it up, break down your habits and break down what you've been doing in order to refresh. And that's how you stay relevant, I think. That's kind of the positive way of how I interpreted Vandalized, and that's kind of the thought behind the brand. I started this brand with a friend of mine, and because I'm a musician and an artist that was gonna do clothing, it automatically became merchandise, which is fine, but merchandise is usually known as low quality clothing that you wash 3 times and then you can throw it away. And that was not what I wanted with Vandalized. Of course, it's merchandise, it's seen as merchandise, and it's hard to get out of that stigma when you're an artist and you make clothing. But I also really wanted it to be a real brand, a real fashion brand. I started off really simple with t-shirts, hoodies, because that's just what everybody wears, and it's a good item to advertise, you know, with logos. I decided to do big logos so when people would wear it, everybody would read Vandalized. And if a lot of people wear it, it's gonna be like repetitive, and a lot of people see it and they're gonna wonder, what's that Vandalized stuff? And then they see it on Instagram, they see it on Facebook, and then they see there's a party, they see the edits. I just wanna throw it at people, you know, because I just stand behind it, and it's a really good brand. The quality is good, so it's not just merchandise.
I am the ultimate.
I set up the brand via Shopify, and it's really simple. You just make an account, you link it to your bank account, you upload the pictures, you upload the products, the amount of products that you have, you get the orders, you get the money, and then you just gotta make sure you send it, you know. And I've been sending it all myself. I just packed the products in, had a lot of orders. These are a lot of orders I had, like custom forms, receipts with track and trace. Once you send them, post office will give you a track and trace, put it in Shopify, and then the people will know where their package is. And it's simple as that. There's a painting of the actual Vandals like taking over Rome. So like the Vandals, like the people that were called Vandals back in the days, and I turned it into a party. So I made something positive out of something negative once again. I put speakers here. There's the Pope behind the DJ booth smoking a joint. No disrespect, but you know, it's a party. There's somebody throwing up. There's this guy wearing the cloud shades. You know, it's kind of funny too. I don't want it to be too serious as well, you know, because that's also my personality. I like to like make a lot of jokes, not take stuff too serious all the time.
1, 2, 1.
Dit moeten we wel gebruiken.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Under the sun, the bastard son will pop the clock to feed himself and family.
Alright guys, thanks for having me. This was my Brand Talks. See you next time.